Kindly give us that clarification.
I would not speak like an expert, but I know for governorship there's a period of 10 years, but for the office of president and deputy president, there is finality in impeachment, in such that you might not be allowed to hold any position in a political party or hold any position.
Even in a political
Even in any public office, you cannot. That's a finality.
Even as a political party leader?
Yes, you can't. You can't even be a political party leader. You can't hold any political party leadership. And also at the same time, you can't hold any office, public office in Kenya. And that's the difference between the impeachment of the governor and the impeachment of the deputy president and the presidency. Somehow in the presidency, it's a bit tough, and there's almost a finality in the impeachment. Once it's done, and that's might be why the critics will argue that sometimes resigning would be better, because once you resign, you get your benefits, and then you can still run for office. But once you go through the impeachment process, then it becomes very difficult to hold any political position or public office. But having said that, I think Rigathi Gachagua, I would not say he's politically dead. Personally, I am a politician. I've been, I think, in politics even more earlier than him. He was in administration. I joined politics earlier. And I think we have seen BAMBA, though he was running for positions and not even attaining to the presidency, he remained an active politician. And I think what Rigathi said yesterday, of him saying he's going for a 45 days, of the political public life, and he's going to be meeting with people at his Wamunyoro place. It reminded me when there was that dispute between him and the president, and he just disappeared. And the next time he reappeared, he was at Wamunyoro. And after reappearing, then there was a lot of havoc. That's when he started having meetings that were really contradicting what his boss was saying, or because the deputy presidency and the presidency, they are supposed to work as a team. And we started seeing the differences now publicly, and maybe whatever was happening behind the scenes, it came out. So him saying he's going to meet with other political opposition leaders, and he's also going to meet with the elders, the church. I could see he's trying to form a base, and he just wants to retreat and form a base. So you cannot ignore him, you cannot wish him away. Though the issue of him holding any political office, I think it's something that he might need to rethink. But in Kenya, I normally say you don't have to really hold a political office. You can still be a kingmaker. And maybe that's the position the reality have to hit him, that he's not going to hold any political office, he cannot run for office, and so he can join with the like-minded people and push his agenda. The other thing is that Rigathi is very good in acting or playing victim. And you see this clause that we have all been discussing, the award, the injustice. He even said, am I worth 50 million? I don't want. So he plays victim. There's a possibility that he's going to have a following of his people, his followers, who would feel like justice was denied. So, and he's very good at that. Very, very good at that. So even on the side of the government, we must be very careful on how we handle the process. Because I think the biggest undoing has been, people showing a don't care. And I think that's what the court was trying to say. Yes, the process was okay, but we feel you. We feel for you. We just want to show that we have not ignored everything
about fair trial. You feel it could play against
that's what I'm saying. And so
the government
basically human. And I think this is something even us who are in active politics need to know, that sometimes you have to humble yourself. Sometimes you don't have, when somebody is down, you don't have to keep on hitting so hard and giving very hard, comments, because you only give an advantage of the person who is now acting as a victim. And so he has also this active, the political, he has said he's going to challenge the decision. That means this case is not dead. Once it goes to now the higher court, it also becomes still active. So basically, you cannot wish Rigathi Gachagua away. He's going to be around.
A question, because according to Wakili, that cannot happen. This one is finished. But Rigathi feels that since he still has an opportunity to go to the Court of Appeal and even the Supreme Court, that his political life is still very much alive. And if at all these processes go and are still alive beyond the 2027 elections, then he could still run.
No, he cannot run. And once impeachment is done, unless now the court says otherwise, it is a finality. And that's what I've told you. I was trying to explain that once it's done at the Senate, once the impeachment is done, it's very final. unless now the court will come. It's already final. And let me just say something, because the issue here, I think he talked about he has 4 million votes, that he brought these 4 million votes. The issue and the trickiest bit is about the mountain, that he totally assumes that the mountain is fully behind him. And I can tell you, I was in opposition. I was not part of the Kenya Kwanza government. And when Rigathi Gachagua was announced as the deputy president, we were a bit relieved. We were very happy. Actually, we used to say, give Rigathi the mic. So this notion that he has created, that I brought to William Ruto 4 million votes, is very far from the truth.
Okay.
It's very far from the truth. So what he might be, I'm not his advisor, is to work on this block that he calls the mountain, that he assumes he has. That is what he really needs to work on for him to survive politically.
Let's listen to what the former deputy president had to say. He held a press conference yesterday. He talked about what he intends to do going forward in as far as the case is concerned. He also